Hasura allows for us to add computed fields, which are SQL functions that allows us to extend any sort of table schema. So for example, we have a users, and we want to get the count of the posts, but we also want to be able to query and sort by this value. We can use computed fields for this. To start, we first need to go to our Data tab, and then go to the SQL tab. This is where we'll add our Postgres function migration. The function that we want to run is this function here. The first part, create or replace function, will either create or replace the function if it already exists. Our function will be called users post count, and this will be the variable for the individual row that will get called, this function will get called with. And then this is the table that we're going to apply this function to and give it access to. So in case you don't see, here's users, and we want this function to be executed with a user. Then we'll return a big integer, and these $ just delineate where the SQL query will actually run, what SQL will actually run. We'll then select count of posts where the user ID is equal to the user row ID. Finally, we need to give this a name and save this off as a migration. Now, if we go and take a look at our database structure, you can see that we have users, and we have a single user who has 3 different posts. The posts have an ID, title, body, and most importantly, a user ID. For this user, we want to go and add our computed field. So we need to go to Modify, Computed Fields, and click Add. We then give this field a name, which we'll call it post count, and we'll select our function name. If we didn't add the users table, then this would not show up here. So we'll select users post count, and there you can see what will be running for this particular computed field. And if everything looks good, we go ahead and click Save. Now that it is saved, we can go back to our API, and we can see that now we have a post count. So we can select a user's ID, post count, and their username. And when we execute this, we get some values returned. Additionally, we can filter by with the where query. So we can say where the post count is greater than or equal to 4. We'll edit that to be 4 and execute it, and we'll see nobody shows up. But if it's greater than or equal to 3, we show up. And additionally, we can sort by. So we can sort by the post counts ascending or descending. However, with one user, this doesn't really matter, but it could for your particular use case.